We're going.
Okay. Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
We made it through the ice storm of 2020.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay, no, it was yesterday. So it started icing Thursday night.
Yeah.
It iced until last night, Friday night, at like what time?
Stopped in the evening, afternoon, evening.
It was terrible. Like
the sidewalks and the driveways, people's sidewalks and like parking lots and stuff, I think were real slippery. The roads weren't that bad.
Risked my life and went to Walmart because we had nothing to eat. And they happened to call a snow day. So I had hangry kids, bored kids. I was going nuts. So I'm like, I will go to Walmart, right? So getting there was not the problem. Like, it was easy to drive there. The roads weren't bad. Walking into Walmart was the scary part. It was like ice skating. And I had on snow boots. Like, it just...
I didn't bring my ice skates.
No, it was hard. But, so anyways.
I would have loved to
But
watch
now,
that.
today, so it's Saturday, it's like sunny and like there's no trace of ice. Our weather is so weird.
It's like not even above freezing either.
No. But didn't you say like warmed up
last
overnight?
night? Yeah, so you were like, be careful driving, because I went to this wine tasting last night, and
I was invited.
Like 34 degrees when I got there, and then like on my way home it was almost 40 degrees, and I'm like, it's like 10:30 at night.
Kansas weather is so bizarre. It could be like 70 tomorrow, or it could be like -0 without -1. Anyways, okay, we're gonna take our shot. Cheers. Okay.
Oh, it's cold.
That's a treat.
So
today, and I want to explain what made me have this idea, because I texted Rachel this idea.
Like, okay.
So it was probably like 6 weeks ago. Tyler came to me and was like, I think I want a sleeve.
Huh?
And I'm like, what do you mean a sleeve? And he's like a tattoo sleeve.
What?
And I'm like,
Tyler? Does he have a tattoo?
No. Yeah, okay, so Tyler got 2 tattoos. They look like prison tattoos. They're terrible. So when he was 18, it was like a spring break thing. And I told my kids, I'm like, number 1, don't ever get a face tattoo, ever. It's never a good idea. Number 2, don't go when you're 18 and on spring break and the first time away from your parents and go get something permanently put on your body.
No, I didn't do that on spring break. But remember, did you go to South Padre for spring break with us?
No.
So a bunch of the girls got like their belly buttons and stuff pierced.
Yes.
On spring break in South Padre. I'm like,
my big, like, rebellious thing, I got my nose pierced my first couple days at KU, and I came home, and my dad was like, we're not paying for your college if you don't take that out. And I'm like, okay. He got over it. Did you?
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember him.
Well, that's because you were at K-State. Or were you? No,
yes. Like, did you take it out? When did you take it out?
I ended up working at a daycare 2 years later, and back then, like, nose rings were like taboo. Right. So I had to remove it when I would work there, and it's just a pain in the ass to like, And so I just left it out. But you have a tattoo, right? Mm-hmm. Is it a tramp stamp?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it stays hidden for the most part.
What does it look like?
It's a butterfly.
Well, at least it's not like Japanese writing.
It's supposed to be like,
or Chinese writing.
Rebirth, and
it's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
So Tyler his tattoos are so ugly. One is a cross, and I don't mind the cross. It's just an ugly cross. It's just not good. And then the other one is like a sun.
Where are they on him?
One is on his ankle, one is on his back. This is why you don't get tattoos anymore.
But does he really want a sleeve?
Okay, so he told me he wants a sleeve, and you people out there, some of you may know my husband, most of you probably don't.
I can't picture him.
No, I'm still not sure if he was serious or not. I think he was. So there's this guy, like, at that movement that's like higher up, and I think he has a sleeve, and I'm not saying that's why he wants it, but Tyler seemed like the type to get, no. That'd be like Doogie Howser. Do you remember that? Being like, I'm going to get a sleeve. Or like me being like, hey, Rachel, I'm going to get a sleeve. You would be like, what is wrong with you? And
like a long sleeve sweater?
Yeah. And once again, there's nothing wrong with sleeves. In fact, I think on some people, like, it really looks good. But Tyler is not the type of person to have a sleeve. So anyway, so this made me thinking, this made me start to think, we should do an episode on WTF moments. What the moments in our lives. So that's what we're going to do.
I spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Hold on, I want to tilt this a little bit because I feel like it's off-center. There we go. I didn't spend a ton of time because I feel like I have a lot of them.
I probably do if I actually like thought about it, but I think I try to maybe block those moments from my memory.
I just bring them, like regurgitate them real quickly.
Okay, so what's one of your WTF moments?
My first one, I have them listed over here, and I don't know any of hers, and she knows one of mine because when she came over, she's like, what do you, and so I had to explain to her. So my first one was, I think it was this spring or early this fall. Yes.
Yeah, this last.
I was sitting on the back deck because that's my office, right? I have a desk out there. I have a workstation. That's where I do all of my work because most of my work is messy. So I'm sitting out there minding my own business, right? Out of nowhere, an effing bird comes and attacks me. It literally attacks my head, and I'm like
It probably thought like it's bird's nest,
right? Because my hair is so gross and homeless. Thank you. But
sorry,
it was terrifying. And I, in fighting this bird off, birds are vicious, people. And I've never liked birds. I feel like they're flying rats, okay?
What kind of bird was it? Just like a
was
little black?
But it was, no, this was not a little bird. This thing wanted my life. Anyways, I screamed like a little girl. Screamed, right? And nobody was here, so nobody could help me. So I had to fend off the bird myself. And I made it into the house, and I immediately went and washed my hair and sanitized 50 times because birds are gross. They carry so much disease. I think I was more worried about catching a disease from the bird than I was. But it was terrifying either way. But so from then on out, whenever I would go out there, I was like this.
Where's the bird?
Yeah, waiting for wings to fly in and attack me. If I heard flapping or birds anywhere, immediately it was like, oh God. So I Googled bird distractors. And it said that if you had a fake bird, have you ever seen those fake owls that people will put up? Yeah. Then they will leave you alone. Well, I didn't have a fake bird, but what I had was...
This is hilarious.
Hold on, let me get it on right. I had this. So, it's a turkey, see? So, I started wearing this outside. Not even kidding. Wearing it outside because I thought that the birds would stay away if they thought I was a bird. Yeah, gobble gobble. I really did. I literally walked around in this in the backyard, and we live very close to neighbors. And didn't even think twice. Tyler came home and he's like,
"What's on your head?"
He's like, "What the?" And he's like, "I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just not even gonna ask." I'm like, "It's because I was almost fatally mauled by a bird, Tyler." I mean, wouldn't you do this to prevent a bird attack?
I don't know if it would, though.
I feel like, I haven't been attacked since.
If the bird's hungry, it's just going to come get a turkey leg. I think.
No, because turkeys are bigger than, those birds. I feel like a turkey could kick that bird's ass.
Do you think that blackbird realized that that's a bird on your head?
It hasn't happened since, so I feel like it must.
But you don't wear it out there anymore.
No, because I went a good 2 months wearing it, and then winter came because they flew south for the winter.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about it. But you know what? Next spring, next summer, the turkey hat is coming back out. Okay, so.
I don't think my WTF moments are as good as that.
I'm sorry.
But
mine are hard to beat.
I guess one of them was just recently, and
this is fucking creepy.
It's a more serious one. So it was a nice day this fall, and I took the girls to the park, and Peyton loves to swing, so we were swinging, the baby.
You
and Peyton
asked us to go with you that day, I believe.
Maybe, I don't know.
I just had my jaw thing. Anyways.
And there was another mom there with her 2 kids that were swinging also, and I'm watching this guy over at the picnic table, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, that's weird that this 40-something-year-old guy is just sitting at the park. So he didn't have any
kids or anything?
Not that I noticed, because I was kept an eye on him or whatever. So then he starts kind of coming over and walking by us, and I'm pushing the girls on the swing, and I'm watching him, like a hawk, and I see him, and he's standing kind of behind me, and I turn around, and he has his phone, and he's taking pictures of my kids and this other woman's kids. And I was like, please let this be her husband. And like, he's just taking pictures.
So, like a valid excuse.
So like I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you know that guy? And she's like, no, why? And I was like, well, he just took pictures of our kids. And she's like, what? And so she's like, starts marching over there to him. And so I follow her because I got her back.
I feel like you could beat somebody up.
Yeah, I mean, if I needed to, if I was in danger.
Like if I had another, like if I had to choose like one other woman to like have my back.
Walk it down a dark alley with you.
I think I would pick you. And I feel like I'm just crazy enough to kick somebody's ass if I ever really needed to. I never have, but
I've had to defend myself.
I know. I'm not going to bring it up, but
I've had to do that. Maybe
that's one of the reasons
moment.
why I chose her. But this is like weird. Okay,
why you chose me for what?
If I was going to walk somewhere and I needed another woman. Yeah.
I'm not talking about my fight.
Oh. See, I wasn't going to bring that up. Okay, go ahead.
So anyways, this guy takes a picture of our kids, and so we approached him, and she said first, she's like, did you just take a picture of our kids? And he's like, no, I'm playing Pokemon. There was a Pokemon over there by it. And I'm like,
did Pokemon involve taking pictures?
Well, can we see your last picture on your picture roll? And he's like, no, and I'm just playing a game, and tries to walk off. I'm like, no, you took pictures of our kids. I'm not retarded. You sat there and point and clicked. I saw you. And the other mom pushed and was like, let us see your last photos or whatever. And he's like, ah. And so he's like scrolling through and clicking delete. I could tell he was deleting pictures of our kids. And he's like, see, it's just my cat. And anyways, that was that. And he like ran off. But he lived close by the park because he was on foot.
He probably lives close to the park for that purpose.
I know. But it was just so weird and creepy. And I'm like, what are you going to do with those pictures? No, I should have.
I would have.
Before we probably approached him. We probably shouldn't have approached him and just called police or whatever. But
like, I would have been mad. I would have.
So now we've been back to that park, and I you know.
Is it hard to feel comfortable there again?
My 3.5-year-old, you know, I talked to her about strangers and not talking to strangers and being careful about strangers and all that.
Stranger danger.
So now every time we go to the park, she's like, is there going to be any strange men there, Mom? And I'm like, gosh.
See, but it's sad, but she does need to know that.
And she's like, look, the last time we went to work, there's nobody there because it was middle of winter, but it was like actually a nice day just recently. And she's like, look, Mom, there's nobody here. There's no strangers here. If that's going to do any bad things. I'm like, oh, you poor thing. So yeah, that was one of my WTF moments about some creepy old man taking pictures of little girls.
I've heard, and this, just real fast. So instead of calling it strangers, you should start calling them tricky people. And this is what I've explained to Emery, because when they think of stranger, they think of somebody that looks bad, right? Mm-hmm. The real good strangers, like who get what they want, they're not going to look bad. They're not going to look intimidating. They're going to seem nice and you want to go with them. They might even know my name or her name. So I've explained to Emery, it's a tricky person. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care if they say they know me, I'm hurt, like anything. Don't go with them. And I've always told all my kids, if an adult comes to you saying that they want help with something, run. Don't even just
find
run,
another adult.
Because an adult would never ask a kid for help. Like, red flag. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I tell my kids. I'm like, don't stop and try and just run. Mm-hmm. Just run and scream. Mm-hmm. I'm paranoid about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so on a more positive note, number 2. So this was 2 years ago. Sophie had a soccer tournament in St. Louis. And we were staying at a hotel that it was really cute. I felt like I was like on a resort. So like it was like 2 big hotels that were like sister hotels. And in between the hotels, it was like this whole little town that had like restaurants and different things to do. It was so cute. And I was not expecting much from St. Louis. No, I'm serious. Like I got there and I was like, oh. Anyways, we don't get out much. So we go there and Tyler and Emery were going to go down to the pool. Mm-hmm. But I think Tyler was like taking a shit or something. So, but there was a reason I needed to go down before them. Oh, he wanted me to go get chairs and save chairs. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go down. And like I said, there was like a little town between the 2 hotels. So the pool was a walk, right?
Right.
So I walk through my like pretend little town and go to the pool and I get there and there wasn't a lot of chairs. So I put myself on a chair and I'm sitting there by myself. And this group of women are sitting like next to me and they are like, and I'm like an introvert, right? And they're like, hey, hi, we're whoever. You want to come sit with us? And I'm like, oh, I'm just waiting for my husband. And they're like, no, you're too pretty to be sitting by yourself, which I should, like, right there. Why don't you come join us? And I'm like, well, okay, you know. So I go over and I'm sitting there. They were so nice. They were seriously so, so nice. And the lady, like, sitting next to me, she starts, like, asking, you know, we're just talking, right? And she's like, you are my dream woman. And I'm like, oh.
And you're modest. So.
Yes. And she literally was like, I could be a better father to your children than your new husband. And I'm like, oh. And literally as this is happening, I turn my head and Tyler is walking in with Emery. And this is when the lady gets down on one knee and asks me to marry her. Side note, the soccer parents were also all there. And I don't know a lot of this. So Tyler and I are a lot younger than the rest of the parents because I had kids really young.
Right.
So I don't know any of them. Like, I know them better now, but back I didn't really know them that well. And I think some of them were kind of like standoffish because we were younger and my kids have 2 dads and it's like, that family's a shit show, which we are. But, so anyways, so the whole soccer moms are watching this lesbian propose marriage to me while my husband and daughter is walking in and she's literally holding my hand. And I'm like, how did this happen? I was just trying to come down to the pool.
She didn't care if you were married. She was going to steal you away from him.
Yeah, and she was very nice. And I felt bad telling her no because she was so nice. I let her down gently. But then anyways, I was like sweating because I don't even hug people. And she has my hand. And I'm like, oh, she could beat me up too. But I don't think she was like that. Anyways, so I somehow like got myself out of it. Like, oh, there's my husband and my daughter.
See you later.
I better go help them. And I'm like, thank you so much for
my marriage proposal.
But I ended it nicely. And she's like, I'll never forget you. And I'm like, I won't forget you either. So I go over to Tyler and he's like, I know exactly what just happened. And I'm like, what? And he's like, she was asking you to marry her, wasn't she? And I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. And he's like, you know, I'm not even surprised. He's like, I mean,
she knows you're a catch.
He's like, you know, I am kind because you went down to the pool like 20 minutes before us and you were just supposed to get chairs. And he's like, but when I walked in and saw this lesbian proposing to you, he's like, yep, that's what happens. Because this is the kind of weird shit that happens to me. Yeah. I don't even know how I got into that situation.
No.
She was really nice though. I didn't even look good that day. I don't even think I had on makeup. But she was very nice. Oh, and if I was a lesbian, maybe, you know, but I'm not. But, yeah.
You'll stick with your husband.
Yeah. It was,
yeah. I know quite a few people who have divorced husbands and married women.
Yeah, I do too. And I feel like I don't know.
Eventually you just get sick of it or something.
I don't know. But that's that for at least for me. And if you do that, like you do you. I'm just saying that for me, that is just not in my future.
In your cards.
Yeah.
So, okay. My other WTF moment was, actually, we were just kind of talking, we weren't talking about this specifically, but we were talking about Old Settlers. So it's this big, what do you call it?
It's a fair.
A fair.
Without like animals.
And
it doesn't smell.
You know, they have like the Ferris wheel and like.
It's actually right next to Olathe Prison.
No, did you
jail.
know they're moving that?
They're moving what?
No, not the jail, the courthouse. They're moving the courthouse.
Yes, but so up until now,
yeah, the prisoners can like look out the windows and see all the.
And the prisoners do things sometimes when they're looking out the windows.
Oh, gross!
It's real wholesome.
Anyway, so we went earlier in the evening, like late afternoon, and took our girls there last year because we wanted paint and paint.
So like last September.
Yes, paint had a blast. So first, as soon as Billy and I got there, we look at each other, and I said, "This would be a perfect place for a mass shooting." And he said, "That's what I was just thinking." But that's not my WTF moment. Even though later that night there was a stampede because somebody thought it was a gunshot, but really it was a car backfiring, and there was like kids fighting, so they thought that there was a gun.
And we should explain. All of Olathe goes to Old Settlers.
Yes,
like it's the cool place to be when you're in high school and junior high. And you can't, like, you're touching like this. Like, there's people everywhere.
Yeah. Like, I did not. We had both strollers and, like, Peyton
It's
kept
impossible to even push a stroller
but
through
Peyton
there.
kept wanting to get out of the stroller.
Oh, no, that's even more dangerous. No.
Somebody will just nab you.
My dad literally says at Old Settlers, he's like, all the cockroaches of Olathe come out. And he's like, I don't even know where these people come from. So it's not like, there's some sketchy people. No, there's a lot of normal people. Busy. But yeah, it's, there's no, like, my kid would have a leash on.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Don't care.
And as we're standing there, like, waiting in lines for Peyton to ride or whatever, both Billy and I were just people watching. And mainly, a lot of, like, teenagers and stuff go there.
Somebody's here.
I was just, who is here?
I think it's Alexis's mom.
I was shocked at what these little girls were wearing.
Oh, like the booty shorts? Oh, you like booty shorts.
I was just, no, I don't. My husband does.
But you're also over 30.
Well, and I wouldn't wear booty shorts out to Old Settlers.
They barely cover, like, your parts.
These girls had these crop tops on and these shorts that I would call them more underwear. And I was just like, what has happened? Like, I didn't wear that stuff when I was that age.
No, I would wear
a
couple lower shirts, but not like that. Like,
none of us.
Oh, no, not
age
like that. God, no.
Wore clothes that these teenagers are wearing.
No, I don't think any people even back then, period, wore stuff like that.
So does Sophie, like, ever want to wear, like, things you don't approve? Like, how do you?
No, so Sophie,
I was just shocked.
Sophie,
they all looked like little hookers. Like, they were standing on a corner, and I was just like, where is your mother?
Say this.
Where are the rest of your clothes?
I went and tried on jean shorts this summer. I think it was like a Hollister or Abercrombie. Anyways, I wasn't really paying attention. Like, I found my size, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like,
where's the rest of the short?
I don't even have an ass, and half of it was hanging out. Like, I'm just like, this is obscene. Like, not only would I embarrass myself, but my children, my children's children, like, this is terrible. Like, this is not, nobody should wear these.
I mean,
it's like 2 inches of denim. So Sophie, okay, I am very fortunate. Sophie is,
modest.
Not only is she modest, but she's also really into soccer and sports, basketball, volleyball, whatever.
She doesn't care about being like girly and cute. And
thus far, we are not into makeup unless she's like playing with makeup with Emery. Like, she doesn't.
She's only 12. So.
Yeah, she's only 12. She does like to dress up sometimes, but she likes to dress like something that you would wear to church, but not like, she's never asked to wear something that is inappropriate. In fact, I got her a one-piece swimming suit this summer, and it looked a little low, but I was like, well, and I asked Tyler, and Tyler's like, no, that's fine. But Sophie, you could tell, because she kept going like this, and so you could tell that she felt uncomfortable in it. No, I would, like, I dress sluttier than my daughter by far.
Billy and I were just shocked. We were just like,
I guess I'm not shocked that the girls do that, because, like, if you look on Instagrams, like, you see girls dressing like that. I'm more shocked that the parents let that happen. Now, maybe they changed after they left the house. But this is the thing, Old Settlers, everybody goes there. So I promise you, those girls ran into at least one parent of a friend or a family member.
And that's the other thing.
Because you run into everybody.
My kids would not be going there without me. I don't care if they're, even if they're like 15.
Like, the Carneys are in town.
Nope.
I feel like somebody's raped almost every year around that time. Like, it's sketchy. And it's
the perfect place for weirdos to go.
Perfect storm.
Prey on.
Yeah, it's not. Although, like, saying that, like, we took Emery there a couple years ago.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's just not an environment I would feel comfortable with my kids being in, but without me.
And that's scary, because I remember going to Old Settlers
when
we were little all the time, and like, of course we didn't think about it like that, but like, now in this day and world, that's what you got to think about.
Now, my mom has always been like super protective, like paranoid. And so she always has had a thing against carny workers. And so when I grew up, and everybody told settlers, we went to the parade Saturday morning, but we never actually went to like the rides and stuff. I didn't go to the rides until I was in like junior high. And I'm like, what people actually do this? Like, who knew? Because my mom said like people die on carnival rides. So I was terrified.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, but even then, like, so I was paranoid of the carnival workers. I will say that. But beyond that, like, it's right in the middle of Olathe. Like,
well, and like on the little kid rides, the carnival workers kept trying to like take Peyton like
don't
off
touch
or
my
something.
kid.
And I'm like, I got her.
Yeah,
I got her.
Worlds of Fun people.
Like,
the Worlds of Fun is an amusement park right by here. They don't touch your kid. Like, they will not take them out. Now, they will buckle them, but you have to help them in and out. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because they don't want even a suspicion to be made.
Yeah.
And the carny workers need to get smarter. Not touch my kid.
Okay. Do you want to do another one, or do you want to do the
I will do one more and then I'll be done. This is a really quick one. So, yesterday morning, or no, 2 mornings ago, I told you about this.
Yeah.
So, we have 2 golden retriever puppies. One is 1.5 and one is 2. So, they're
not from the same litter. Huh.
No, but they were raised to, like, they've been together since they were little. We rehomed them from a guy that just couldn't take care of them anymore. And we've had them, actually, our year anniversary is like in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So when we got them, Meredith was not even, she was like 6 months old, and Phyllis was 1. So they are named Meredith and Phyllis from The Office. Any of you Office fans out there? That's our family's favorite show. We love The Office. So that's why they're named Meredith and Phyllis. And their names like fit them perfectly. So anyways, so we don't have a fence, which is really tricky when you have 2 giant puppies, right? So we have gotten them collars that you can shock or vibrate, right? Well, I mainly like vibrate. Like if they try to go towards somebody, I'll vibrate it. However, if they go towards somebody, like, and they're on a mission, like if you don't catch it right, you have to shock them, right? And it's low. It's like it goes 0 to 100 and it's on like 23. I know people out there are like, you shock your dogs, but it's better than them getting hit by a car, right? And they're friendly dogs. They would never hurt anybody, but they are like still puppies.
Right.
Like every time Rachel comes over, they jump on, and I'm like, oh. Anyways. So
I think they're used to me now.
Yeah, but they didn't
jump on me today.
That's good. Thank God. Anyways, so I was testing because we have 2 dogs and there's only 1 remote, right? Which is kind of difficult, but that's besides the point. So I have them color coded and I even have the label on the remote, but I wanted to make sure that they were every
shocking
time.
The right dog.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was on vibrate. So I'm holding the collar and I go to press it to make sure that it's on or that it's the right dog. So I was getting ready to put it on Phyllis. I shocked myself. Oh my gosh.
Did it hurt?
I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Like,
did you feel your heart?
Yes, it hurt. And I was like dropped it and literally, so it was just me here because the kids were at school. You're laughing. Tyler was not here. And I'm literally like I felt funny like for a good hour, but immediately after I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die by myself here from shocking myself with the dog collar. Like, are the forensic team even going to figure this out? Like, what if Tyler gets accused of murder and it was my fault? I accidentally shocked myself. Like, my mind went everywhere. And then I started getting panicky. And I'm like, oh my God.
My heart is racing because I shocked myself.
From a dog collar shock. And like, Tyler's going to end up in prison and he's going to take care of our kids. And like, will they be able to figure this out that I did it to myself? But then what if they think it was, and then I'm like, what if they think it's suicide? Oh God, like, yeah, I went a little like extreme.
Overboard, and you're just fine.
I survived a dog shock thing. It was only at 23.
Yeah, don't turn
like,
that up.
I can't imagine. So, real fast.
Thick fur.
They do. They're golden retrievers. They shed year round. We were going to do another part to this video, but we are already at 30 minutes.
Yeah. So
I am thinking that we'll
just do that whole thing together.
Yes. Separately. So coming up next, everybody liked our Sophie's room decor,
redo.
room redo, blah, 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 blah. So we are trying to keep in mind what you guys want to see and what you guys like. So then coming up, we have a couple of exciting things. One, we are going to do a mantle makeover. My fireplace mantle. Are we going to do yours too?
Yes, please.
So
Mine
this
has
is
nothing
2.
on it.
Oh my God, this is so exciting. So we're going to do 2 fireplace mantle makeovers.
Yours and
mantle
mine.
makeover.
Because we
I'm
just
so
took down all the
excited.
Christmas stuff and
Yes.
it's like,
so, and this is
There.
actually my husband's idea for ours, but this is like a bonus. He's going to give me a budget, blah, blah, blah. I will ignore the budget, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so that's one of them. Another one, you're going to see my ass working out. Lord Jesus, help me.
next.
One other one I want to mention. This is good. You'll want to hear this. Everybody liked our makeup tutorials except old crabby makeup over here.
I was fine with it. I just had to do it for 4 hours and it was just stressful for me to like, it was just stressful.
This is the
do
word that keeps
right.
coming. Stressful. It's so stressful. I'm like,
Well,
it's
because I felt
makeup.
pressure to like keep up and do it right and like.
I don't think our audience was judging you as harshly as you were judging you.
Yeah, right. I know.
So, but we are not going to do like a full makeup tutorial again. We're not going to do like a 4-hour one. We're just going to do a full eye look. But the exciting part about this is there is going to be a giveaway with it. We're going to give away everything you need to recreate the eye look that we do. And we still have to talk about what products we want to buy and give away.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just wanted to let you know what's coming up because I feel like those are exciting, right?
Yeah.
So subscribe,
Like
ring the bell,
and share.
share. Follow us on Instagram at Working for Free. And please share. Yeah. Anyways, if you have any good WTF moments, list them below.
Yeah, let us know.
Let
We
me know
wanna
if there's
hear 'em.
any ones that are better than mine. Because I'd like to hear and know that
I
I'm
don't
not
think
alone.
anything beats the turkey hat.
Maybe not. That was self-imposed, kind of. But
All right, see you
bye.
later.
Maybe. Someday.